For 90 years, Mayflower Theatre has been at the heart of the community in Southampton. In celebration of all that Mayflower Theatre has meant to the residents of Southampton, the Heritage Lottery Fund has supported our My Story project to capture some of these personal histories. As part of this project, myself and a group of other young people have been working together for over 6 months to create a film which records and celebrates some of the rich history of Mayflower Theatre. This film is an opportunity to document a sample of the stories, memories and experiences of some of the thousands of people that have enjoyed shows here at Mayflower Theatre and the staff who made them happen.
Mayflower Theatre is the 3rd largest UK theatre by capacity, and it's a charitable trust. We aim to offer audiences inspiring experiences, and I'm very proud of the programme we put on stage. But actually this theatre is so much more than what happens on stage, it's also about the people that work here.
So I take it with your love for theatre and stuff, I think that must mean a lot to you.
Absolutely, yeah, very, very proud, one, to be working here, and two, more importantly, to have this theatre within Southampton still going, because I remember back in the 80s when the Gaumont was still the Gaumont and was threatened with closure. My mum used to work in Southampton at the time, and I remember shopping in the high street and being stopped by a group of people to say that they were collecting signatures for a petition to keep the theatre open, because at the time they wanted to close the theatre or turn it into a bingo hall or something. So I actually physically can remember the time that my mum signed that petition.
The Rank organisation really lost interest and didn't want to keep it going at all, which is why they had this idea of somehow creating a massive bingo hall, which frankly just wouldn't have worked.
So I became part of a small fundraising team with Lord Montague, Colin Lewis, Alan Whitehead. This was running in tandem with a big public outcry to save the theatre, because I think the Rank organisation wanted to turn it into a bingo hall.
The overriding memory was the stench, the smell of tobacco, nicotine. It literally ran down the walls. Thankfully, the City Council, who were then controlling or were attempting to buy the theatre, had said no. It went all the way to the Department of Environment on an appeal, and the City Council won.
And it was only with the people like Lord Montague and Isabel Gatwood and Alan Whitehead who saved it and created the theatre.
It was a gamble because the old Gaumont, other than it being a rock venue, had no real history of live theatre. But I always had a belief that with its capacity and where Southampton sits within the United Kingdom, it had every opportunity to become a major provincial theatre.
So what we've done over the last 3 or 4 years is really focused on the importance of young people, developing future audiences. That's really, really important to us. And I think the uniqueness of that is the fact that we don't need to do it, but we choose to do it because we want to do it, because we do see the importance of art and culture inspiring future generations.
One of the things that we have started is something called the Community First Night scheme, which is about trying to engage with specific groups that might have different barriers to not normally come into the theatre.
We were running a group in Shorestar for Afghan community, and there was a questionnaire to fill in, and they come up with this question which had the word theatre in there. And when they asked for the translation, obviously most of the Afghan community, they had language barriers, so I was translating. So when I translated it into Farsi, they didn't know what is the theatre means. And then luckily with the group that we were running, there was a gentleman whose wife working for Mayflower Theatre, and he was aware of this community night scheme.
My role more recently has been about engaging with the community, the wider community, so looking for groups to come and engage with us at the theatre that might not normally do that.
We come with the African groups because we had a a discount ticket to enable us, because we had a group of 30, no 20, okay. So we came, so it was quite good, yeah.
I heard about my friends who've been to here before, and then they would talk about their experience here. I always wanted to come here, but I never had the opportunity. So when we first came here, I was ecstatic to be here. It was amazing.
It was really exciting because we had never done anything like this before, and it was an amazing performance. with lots of different parts. It wasn't just performing, there was a 3D part and the bit where the dinosaur going all around the stage. It had very hilarious moments in the play, such as they did 12 Days of Christmas, as it was Christmas when we watched it. They used all different random objects like welly boots, toilet rolls, things like that.
What was it about the Mayflower that you liked so much?
Just the idea of watching people perform stories that you've possibly grown up with is something amazing to me, I guess.
When you're told the story, you don't really feel it, but like when you watch it, like when you see people like actually like displaying their emotions out there, it's kind of like you kind of feel it, and like you feel like you're there with them.
And also when you hear that you're going to the Mayflower or to any theatre, you always feel really excited, like it's a real treat.
Yeah.
It's not something like,
it'll come,
you know,
it will happen every day.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah, so.
I saw how it like came to life rather than just like on the screen, because you can just watch at home or anything like that on the screen. It doesn't explain much, but when you see it like actual live action and they explain it, then it gets more into depth and you understand it more.
What was your favourite thing that you saw here?
Robin Hood and Mary Poppins, because when they brought the cat down we could all sing.
Christian's great at singing along with things. He knows all the words, all the songs from Mary Poppins. I sat next to him, I can vouch for that.
I like the 3D bits because it was just so cool, and it just like pops out at you.
When we come watch pantomimes or something, they really interact with the audience and we feel like we're almost in the performance. So,
like when you go to the cinema, 3D's not so great, but when you come here, it really, you can almost feel it, as in it's really immersive.
I think it's just sitting in that auditorium and just looking around, and it's so pretty and stuff. So
I think once they started having open days and we understood how the theatre worked, that brought more people in and helped more people to feel it was for them.
Yeah, remember the first time I thought we were going to go, we were like, Mayflower, like, yeah. Because she's been dreaming about coming here, you know, hear from her friends and all that. And she's into contemporary dance. She always wanted to be on stage. So come in there like, Mum, I'm going to be on this stage one day. So it's quite good, yeah.
It's good that we get to come and watch shows here and do stuff with the Mayflower.
It is. Yeah. It's not an exclusive place, it's for everyone, isn't it, the Mayflower?
Yeah.
What does Mayflower Theatre mean to you?
It's a very special theatre. It's a charitable organisation, so obviously that's a key part for me of wanting to come here to do the job. The great thing about Mayflower Theatre is any surpluses we make go straight back into the organisation, but also it's about the people that work here. It's a very, very committed 240 staff that love the theatre, are very committed to it. I think what is also incredibly unique is the fact that we've got staff that have worked here an incredible amount of time. We've got staff that have worked here 50 plus years.
Many years ago it was a cinema with only a few live shows. Consequently there wasn't a full-time technical crew, was there?
No, there were 4, I think, backstage. The rest of the staff, when there was a live show, were all casuals, and we were part of those casuals. I in fact started here as a casual in 1965. The stage manager would sometimes go out on the pavement and say, "You want to come and work for tonight?" And people would come in just to do the show, do one show perhaps. We used to get a 10 shilling note, that's 50p.
Oh, well, I got £3
that was 50p a show we used to get paid.
The International Ballet Company were doing a fortnight of ballets, and I wanted to see the ballets. So I became an ice cream seller here and thoroughly enjoyed it. The only thing about it was that in those days you had these big heavy trays to carry around, you know. But once one had sold the ice creams in the interval, you see, I could sit on the steps in the theatre and watch all the ballets.
I first came in 1969 to dress Olivia Newton-John before she was famous. And she said, "This nice lady has come to help me," and I felt about 60.
Nobody had called her a nice lady before.
No. But we had some funny things
Yes,
happen.
yeah.
I went up to the laundry room used to be right up the very top. And there was a girl ironing and a little figure knelt underneath, and I said, "What are you doing?" And it was Bonnie Langford with her curly hair, and the girl was ironing it straight with a cloth on top.
So we have big freezers down in ice creams in the stalls, on stalls right and stalls left, and it was panto, and it was a very busy panto. It was Cinderella with Paul O'Grady, and the last box was in the bottom of the freezer, and I had to bend in to get the ice cream out, and to do that I have to lean on the top of the freezer. So one foot was off the floor and the other foot actually came off the floor and I slid in. But luckily enough we have radios. So I was trying to radio for assistance, but at the same time I was laughing and crying at the same time because my head was actually at the bottom of the freezer, on the freezer floor. And the gentleman that I was trying to get his ice cream for shouted through the hatch to me saying, "Nobody's coming, love, would you like me to come and help you?" And I shouted, "Yes, please." So he came and hauled me out the freezer, much to my embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, the theatre for us has been really like a family almost, because our whole family actually worked here at one stage. There was both my wife and I, son and daughter.
I've been here 10 years now, it'll be 10 years this year. I knew that this place was special to work in. It was just something, it was a feeling. I can't really put it into words, but I knew that I would be here for a long time. It was just a feeling that it just felt right.
It's been sort of a home from home, really,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Because we've been here so long, it sort of wraps around you.
So what drew you to Southampton as a city?
The job at Mayflower Theatre, it's one of the top 2 or 3 jobs in the country in what I do. Its reputation is national. My predecessor Dennis had been here 26 years, so the opportunity for the job to come around again probably was going to be quite limited. And I loved my time in Belfast, but when an opportunity comes along, you kind of have to seize that opportunity.
As a provincial theatre, it is the tops. It is providing the most wonderful shows, plays, ballet, opera, everything for the local community. And long may it continue. It is just a great theatre.
Can I just say in close, you know, I had the best 28 years of my life here. I mean, it was an absolute privilege to see this place grow. And what pleases me more is the way that Michael, the new chief exec, has taken it on.
This film represents just some of the memories captured as part of the My Story project. Many more of the stories have been added to our theatre's archive. For more information on Mayflower Theatre's archive, please visit our website.